This is an installation video for the MCARBO Savage 64 trigger kit. You'll need a 5/32 Allen wrench, a 2.5-inch finishing nail, 1/8 of an inch in diameter, and a small and large flat blade screwdriver for retaining rings in the barreled action.
£5, 5 ounces.
As always, first perform a safety check to ensure the gun is empty, magazine and chamber. Spin the fasteners off and remove the stock. Remove this barrel fastener and the rear fastener. Remove this fastener and the trigger comes free. This is the return spring, and the custom spring goes in here, wrapped around the pin. Remove this spring by pushing and pulling. Now remove the retaining rings. Doesn't matter which side first. Now use the finishing nail to tap out the pin. This sear is pushed in this direction and lifted out. The spring is inside there. Lift it out. These are the stock springs. Hold the spring with the coil down, pinch it, and line the coils up with the hole. Start to put in the pin, through the plate and the spring. Insert the hammer with the tooth down and ramp up. Push it back so that it drops into the front of the mechanism. Push the pin through the hammer and the rest of the spring. It's helpful to use a small tool to move the coil on the other side to fit the pin through. If you're having trouble lining the holes up, you can insert the nail on the other side to line the holes. As it gets through the holes, you can push it against a block of wood or hard surface to rotate it and force it through. Once it goes through, you can put the retaining ring back on. Now install the return spring. The stock spring has one end smaller than the other end. The kit spring can go in either direction. Hook it onto this tooth, compress it, and get it to drop onto the other tooth. Verify the sear drops when the trigger is engaged and the disconnector works. It's ready to go back into the gun. The bolt is locked back. Start with the large barrel fastener in the back. Reinstall the magazine well. It drops in on top of the trigger mechanism. With the little Phillips screw closest to the mag well and the second barrel fastener on the second hole. Now reapply the stock with the Allen head.
I'm Chris Nelson. We're at the MCARBO test facility here. We've got a Savage 64. It's stock. Nothing's been done to it. We're going to give you an accuracy example of what can happen when you put in the MCARBO trigger spring kit. We just installed the MCARBO trigger kit. Reduced the trigger pull at least by 1 pound. and some change. So let's see what it does for the accuracy portion of this test.